Welcome back to another video. So we are back talking about more Street Fighter 6, and the main thing we're going to be talking about today is my man Ken. So we're going to be talking about Ken and a lot of things that people have been talking about on Twitter story-wise with Ken. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more Street Fighter 6 content, and hit that bell up and post it consistently. So we're going to get into it. So a lot of us, especially me, we're big Ken fans. I love Ken. Ken's definitely one of my favorite Street Fighter characters. I love Ken more than Ryu. And in Street Fighter 5, I play Ken, but I don't play him. I didn't play him as much in the beginning because of his face, but I got used to him, and I love just how the way he looks. But anywho, in this game, we already could tell that Ken's design is a little different. Like, he has like the Garu Mark of the Wolves, Terry type of jacket. He has like a random t-shirt, and he has his gi, but he has like these shoes, and like his hair, he looks roughed up. He looks like he's seen some shit. Like, he looks like he's been through shit. While other characters like Ryu are actually the best that they ever been mentally, Ken is like the one that's actually having to go through shit now. In the story, Ryu has been dealing with a lot of trauma, such as the Satsui no Hado, and dealing with that and learning how to control it, and being constantly tempted by people like Akuma and stuff like that. And finally, in Street Fighter 5, he finally reached like peace. He's finally been able to control the Satsui no Hado, and now he's at peace and actually being able to live his life without having to worry about that anger and stuff like that. The entire time that was happening, Ken has just been living his life, being a family man and stuff like that. And I believe now, and a lot of the theories that's happening on Twitter, that now it's Ken's time to go through stuff. We've seen some of the things Ken's gone through, like in the story, in the lore, Ken's been taken over by Bison and stuff like that, such as things as like Violent Ken and stuff like that. But this is like the first time where he's like not being controlled by someone, but just actually going through shit. And I want to talk about some theories that people are talking about on the internet right now. So I want to say thank you to Crunchy for this picture that we've been using for a minute, the full picture of the full base roster. And then I'm going to also thank Wolfgang right here. So he wanted to talk about, so in Street Fighter 5, Rose and Manat, which are big, they're part of the roster. They are fortune tellers. That's their whole stick, that they're fortune tellers. And people went back through their win quotes to see what they were saying about Ken. And at the time when the game came out, we didn't really understand exactly what they meant. We thought it could be just a theory, but it's really looking like Ken's fire is going out. So I want to go over some of them. I have this one, and we also have Grappler Goddess Morgan. We're also going to go over their post. Shout out to both of them. Both of their Twitters will be in the description. So we're going to go over it. So the first thing we're going to go about is Rose when beating Ken. Your passion burns like the midday sun, but what will you do when nighttime approaches? And then we're going to talk about Manat. I see two bright stars in the sky, competing to see who burns the brightest, but one seems to be fading out. So at the time, I really thought they were talking about Ryu, because talking about the fading, but it makes sense why they would be talking about Ken. Because Ken is the one that's like, his fire starting to run out, which we will learn about more about in the next Twitter post. But it also makes sense that it would be Ken, because Ken's whole stick is that he's fire, he's the sun, like his power, he is fire. So it makes sense. But it seems like they were hinting at in Street Fighter 5 that like Ken is gonna be going through shit. So if y'all don't know the lore, Street Fighter's timeline takes place like this: it's Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter Alpha Series, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 3, and then now Street Fighter 6. I've been talking about this in my other videos, link in the description and in the card. That I constantly talk about is that like I want, like, this most likely is taking place after 6, and basically with all the things like the leaks and stuff like that, it's definitely taking place after 6. So Ken in Street Fighter 3, what was he doing? Ken in Street Fighter 3 was training a student named Sean and also taking care of his family, which was his wife and his son. So we thought he was in a good spot. He was a really good spot at that time. I believe he was winning tournaments. He was teaching Sean. It seemed like Ken was going to have a really good life, and he was actually like doing good. Same with Ryu, because Ryu and in Street Fighter 3 is after Street Fighter 5 where he's become like calm and be able to like, he's able to live with himself and stuff like that. And I thought both of them were good. And it seems like Ryu's still good, but now Ken's the one going through stuff. So thanks to Wolfgang for this and showing off these quotes. But now we're going to go to Morgan's post. So we're going to read what he says. So if Ken being washed up is true, then it's not actually out of nowhere. This would have been foreshadowed by victory quotes against him. Manat, Gil, and Rose all hint that Ken's fire is waning and something bad is going to happen to him. So we're going to see, this is the one we just talked about. We're also going to see this one. I believe this one's Gil. Hopelessness. Is that what you saw? How fascinating. we're going to talk about your passion is like the midday sun, but what will you do when nighttime approaches? And then this is another thing that I believe he said. So from what I read from the guy who leaked Street Fighter 6 to begin with, Ken wanted to pursue the same dream as Ryu, which is to keep on fighting and get stronger. Aliza got tired of him, which is Ken's wife, and left Ken and took Mel, which is Ken's kid, which also in like Street Fighter 3 he's been training Mel, and same thing as training like Sean. So I think that, I'm guessing Aliza got tired of that and didn't want her son to have a life of fighting, especially because of things probably like what they've done or like gone through with fighting Bison, fighting Gil and stuff like that. The dog tags you see Ken wearing is actually Mel's. So when we zoom in, well, we're not zooming, but you see this thing, this is basically like Ken's chain. And then do I have a picture? I do have a picture. So this is what they're talking about. This like little like keychain thing, this like dog tag is basically, it's supposed to be Mel's picture. Basically, we can't really see it in this footage, but this is what it's supposed to be, I guess. And yeah, so Laura and Sean make cameos as they're trying to bring Ken back. They also explain what's going on to the player. Luke tries to help Ken regain his fighting spirit. Many characters call Ken washed up in wind quotes. So this makes a lot of sense. So if y'all don't know Laura is Sean's brother. She was in Street Fighter 5. And so basically, Sean, like Ken is teaching Sean in Street Fighter 3. So I'm assuming in this game we're gonna have like an older Sean and stuff like that. And Sean is basically trying to bring Ken from like being in the dumps. Basically, Laura and Sean are basically trying to bring Ken back to realize like, yo, like I know you're going through stuff like a divorce, but it's okay. Like you're still that guy, basically. And Luke tries to help Ken regain his fighting spirit. Many characters call Ken washed up and stuff like that. So this makes a lot of sense. Luke, obviously if you don't know, is also American. So that makes sense. I guess like there are only 3 American, no, there's 4 American characters in this game. So this makes sense. Like I guess that makes sense why Luke and Ken could be connected. But that'd be nice if we see like Luke is the one that brings Ken out. It would make sense for it to be Ryu. But Ryu and Ken basically are on totally different paths, and usually they're not the ones that get each other out of stuff. Usually they're the ones that like test the person. Like I can see Ken having to bring back from being washed up by like Sean, Laura, and Luke, but then Ryu being the one to test him, like actually fight him and be like, yo, are you actually out of your out of the deeps? Like have you got out of it, Ken? And it's interesting because usually throughout the lore, Ken is the one that's testing Ryu. And multiple times throughout Street Fighter lore, Ken and Ryu fight, and then you always kind of see who went B2. And usually a character usually Ryu or Ken wins the fight depending on who's doing better mentally. So like in Street Fighter 5, Ken was beating Ryu, and then Ryu started beating Ken, and then I believe Ken beat Ryu in Street Fighter 4 as well. But it's very interesting, and how I feel about the idea, me personally, I love Ken, but I also like that Ken's actually having some story. I like that Ken is the one having to actually go through shit, and I'm fine with it. I really like the idea, and I like that Ken is finally having a story piece, because to me, it's always seemed like Ryu's had the story. It's always focused on him, and I love that I'm sorry. I'm so happy that Ken is actually going to be getting the spotlight and be like going through his own arc, because he never really went through his arc. He was just happy, had a family, his life was basically perfect, and it's nice to see that like he's gonna hit rock bottom and then like he's gonna be even better. I would not be surprised by the end of the story mode he's gonna look like old Ken, like with his his hair and like his new gi and stuff like that. I like the idea a lot. I know a lot of people aren't gonna like it. Some people already don't like the gameplay, like how the game looks or how realistic it is. I like it, and I also like how Ken looks. Like, he looks gruff, he looks old. I think he does look better in the key art, but I'm a sucker for like this type of art style though than 3D art. But I think it looks fine, and I can't wait to play him. I think I saw it here where he said he's struggling to like do his Shoryu Reppa. I know some people were saying that. I can't find it right now, but I like this. I like this a lot. People are not gonna like how Ken is like basically like washed up or hurt, but I like the idea, and I'm glad it gives Ken a new story to go through. Like, it seems like in this game, Ryu's definitely not gonna be the main character, and we're gonna get other main characters like Ken. Like, it's showing already so far that 3 characters are gonna have to help him basically get his fire back and stuff like that, and I like that. I like that a lot. Basically, that was it for this video. let me know what y'all think down below, especially about the Ken, how Ken is. If y'all like the change, if y'all don't like how he's gonna go through something, how he looks and stuff like that. Let me know what you think. I do know about the footage that got leaked of Cammy Super. I do know, I even put it in the comment section of my last video, but it got taken down, and even Capcom has put out a statement talking about how they're upset about the leaking and stuff like that, and they're sorry to everybody. And I do feel bad that they couldn't give us like the reveals and stuff like that. I do feel bad for them about that, and I wish we could have got that. It sucks, but leaks happen, and I'm happy that the roster looks as great as it does. Like, I'm really happy they took the time, and like, this roster is going to be great, and I like a lot of the stuff they're doing. And there's still a lot of stuff they haven't shown us, and I'm hoping that it doesn't get leaked as well. But I think we should all be excited for what this game's going to be, and it's going to be cool. But I'm not going to show any footage of any like leaked stuff. I'll show screenshots like the Ken thing, but I'm not going to show any footage of stuff like that for y'all, but also because they're taking like that stuff down. They don't want that stuff to be out, and I'm gonna respect that. But I'll definitely still cover stuff. Anything that gets leaked or stuff like that, I'll cover it and let y'all guys know, because I'm excited, and I definitely want to talk about this stuff because it's very interesting. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and hit that bell. I've been posting consistently, and stay tuned for more Street Fighter 6 content. Anything that comes out that I feel like talking about or y'all want me to talk about, I will definitely make a video on it. And I definitely want to talk about more characters, because as you can see in this picture, they even showed the names of some other characters that we didn't know the names of. We've seen pictures of them, but we didn't know the names of like the France girl. Her name's right there. So like, I think that says, I think that's an M. I can't really see it. I'm gonna have to ask someone else or get a better picture. But yeah, but there's a lot to talk about, and I'm really happy about it. And yeah, so I'm gonna see y'all next time. Peace.